Fabish from EMC.
Thank you. So first of all, I hope you're still awake. So I'm not sure it's not boring what I'm going to say, but unlike my predecessors, I'm not going to talk about marketing, but about things we do to contribute to Lustre. And as you could see already, we have a lot of patches and a lot of contribution, but it's never enough. And in fact, our goal. How do I?
Right arrow.
Here, this one.
Well, that'll work. Try it on the keyboard.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so we started about a year ago to contribute to Lustre, and our main interest is in commercial usage of Lustre. We want to help Lustre to become more prevalent in the market. Yes, we want to support it for the exascale and beyond, but I think that in order for us to grow, for Lustre to be more used, we need commercial use. And one of the major problems with commercial use is the client. And we know this because maybe people know me about my PNFS push, and we had the same problem with that. So we have experience with that, and we want to do the same thing for Lustre. So we're working together with Intel, Cray, and Oak Ridge, LNL, SUSE to make this happen. I know that was not a very popular subject last year, but I hope in the meantime people start to realize that a wider deployment of Lustre goes through having a Lustre client in the kernel, and that's what we're going to do. So in order to do that, we contribute patches, we clean up many things that were discussed that Andreas was mentioning yesterday in the morning. So it took us a while, but we are there. We are ready. We wrote about 20,000 lines of code for the cleanup and for the other pieces that we're working. We have 2 developers working all the time on this. Peng Tao and Zhuzhao Liu from EMC China are our developers, and they worked for several months to clean up and then to get ready for the latest kernel. In fact, the last 3 months we moved the client to 3.9, so which is hopefully going to be useful for improving performance as well. We didn't test yet, but we intend to ensure that we can tune it for latest kernel. So you can see here a short list of things that we did, and so we did some coding style change to be acceptable for the kernel. We, like many others, we know that's not easy to convince the maintainers of kernel to accept code that it's not very popular. So we try to do as much as possible background work so they won't have any problem with the code. We did some cleanups and we removed some macros, and all these are in the tree already. So it's part of the continuous work. And as I said, until 2 months ago, we started to really move toward the kernels, and we are now at 3.9. Remaining things to do, libcfs cleanup, it's work in progress. Opt class cleanup and some other minor cleanups. Additional to this, we applied the patches in LU 2335 and build Lustre client code external modules, or copy the Lustre client code into a kernel tree. That's if you want to already start with this. We have the latest Linux kernel tree patched with Lustre client source at this address, and is based on 3.9 RC3. And also we have, you can do the config, explore config Lustre and then do a make. So if you want already to start looking at it. And by the way, this work was a follow-up of last year after the LUG. We went to present this proposal to the LSF. And we got some recommendations in order to support our efforts. And we worked through the recommendation, and in fact, the way we're going to do it, we're going to check it in the staging area first, and then we'll wait for the review of the people that are interested to review it, and after that, after it's approved, we're going to move forward. And recommended steps, and by the way, Intel Linux team supporting us, I mean, Matt and Andy Klein. The huge patches were merged in the staging 3 first, as we recommended by Greg. Lustre code in the FS directory and depend on staging. Smaller incremental patches to clean up will be added, then new future patches were allowed. For example, we are looking at flash support in the client, like flash cache, for example. It's one of our ideas. Don't know yet how it will pan out, but that's... we need support from the community because it will be hard. We will have a good background for the Linux kernel maintainers, but it's always hard. So we will need support from the community in order to, not to get into not necessarily technical issues, but more political issues. So we're trying to solve that on our own. Yet it's always good to have support of the community. So I believe that the people that already supported us will continue to support us. And we have some marketing stuff you're interested outside in our table, so we can discuss several of the topics. I didn't talk about our Fast Forward project, but as you know, we are part of this effort, and we believe that we will get to exascale Lustre.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.